Most men think women lose respect because of what they say. That's not true. Respect disappears because of what you allow. The moment you tolerate disrespect, make excuses, or keep proving your worth, you silently teach people how to treat you. But there are a few quiet moves that instantly change the way women see you. These aren't loud, aggressive, or manipulative. They are calm, confident actions that show you value yourself more than anyone's approval. Once you understand them, people think twice before crossing your boundaries. In this video, you'll discover 5 silent moves that make women fear disrespecting you, because they know you're willing to walk away from anything that costs you your self-respect. Comment, "No more disrespect." Let's begin with the most powerful move of all. Number 1, never reward disrespect. The moment you reward disrespect, you teach people that your standards can be negotiated. That lesson becomes more expensive every single day, because once someone believes you will tolerate behavior that hurts your peace, they rarely stop on their own. They simply test how far they can go. This is why your first response to disrespect matters more than your 10th conversation about it. A man who keeps explaining himself, asking for better treatment, or hoping someone will suddenly change is handing over his peace one piece at a time. You may convince yourself that being patient is the right thing to do, but patience without boundaries slowly becomes permission. The truth is that people pay close attention to what you accept, not only to what you say. You can speak about respect all day, but if your actions tell a different story, your words lose their value. That is why your standards must become visible through your behavior. You do not need loud arguments or dramatic exits. You simply stop rewarding behavior that does not deserve your time. If someone repeatedly dismisses your effort, ignores your honesty, or treats your attention as something ordinary, your answer is not another speech. Your answer is distance. Distance has a way of communicating what endless conversations never can. The hardest part is that this often goes against what you naturally want to do. You want to fix things. You want to believe that one more conversation will finally make everything clear. You hope that if you explain your intentions well enough, the other person will suddenly appreciate what they have. But life rarely works that way. Respect cannot be negotiated into existence. It is recognized through consistent behavior. That is why your focus must shift away from changing another person and toward protecting your own standards. Every time you refuse to reward disrespect, you remind yourself that your peace has value. That decision changes the way you carry yourself. You stop looking for approval because you already approve of the man you are becoming. You stop measuring your worth through someone else's attention because your confidence no longer depends on their choices. The remarkable thing is that this mindset reaches every area of your life. Friends begin to notice that you no longer tolerate constant excuses. Colleagues recognize that your time is not available for endless distractions. Family members realize that your kindness does not mean weakness. Your life becomes calmer because your boundaries become clearer. There will always be people who dislike those boundaries because they benefited from the old version of you. Do not mistake their disappointment for evidence that you are doing something wrong. Sometimes the strongest decision you can make is quietly stepping back from situations that repeatedly drain your energy. That choice is not about punishment. It is about protecting your future. The man who respects himself first never has to demand respect from everyone else because his actions make his standards impossible to misunderstand. Over time, this becomes your greatest source of confidence. You wake up knowing that your values are not for sale, your attention is earned rather than freely given, and your self-respect remains intact regardless of who stays or leaves. That quiet certainty becomes something people notice without you saying a single word, and it becomes the foundation for every healthy relationship you build from this point forward. Number 2. Make her earn your attention. Your attention is one of the most valuable things you own, yet many men hand it away without thinking. They answer every message the second it appears, rearrange their schedule whenever someone asks, overlook repeated poor behavior, and keep investing in people who give very little in return. After a while, they begin to wonder why they are taken for granted. The answer is often uncomfortable because it begins with the way they value themselves. When your attention is always available, it slowly loses its meaning. People naturally appreciate what has value, and value grows when it is connected to standards instead of desperation. This does not mean becoming cold or playing games. It means understanding that your time, energy, and presence should be shared with people who appreciate them rather than those who simply expect them. A woman who genuinely respects you will never need you to prove your worth every single day. She pays attention to how you live, how you handle yourself, and whether your actions match your words. If she constantly expects you to compete for the smallest amount of attention while giving very little back, the answer is not to invest even more. The answer is to invest in your own life. Build routines that make you proud when nobody is watching. Keep promises to yourself before making promises to anyone else. Become the kind of man who has meaningful goals waiting for him every morning, because a man with purpose cannot spend every hour wondering what someone else is thinking. His mind is occupied by building a better future instead of chasing temporary reassurance. This change transforms every conversation you have because your attention is no longer driven by fear of losing someone. It comes from choice. There is a huge difference between those two mindsets. When you act from fear, every delay, every short reply, and every change in behavior becomes something you analyze for hours. Your peace disappears because your happiness depends on another person's decisions. When you act from choice, you remain steady. You enjoy someone's company without making them responsible for your confidence. You appreciate their presence without placing them at the center of your identity. That quiet confidence changes the way others respond to you because they recognize that your life has direction with or without their approval. If a woman becomes distant, you do not panic. You pay attention to her actions instead of creating excuses for them. If her effort consistently disappears, you accept the information instead of arguing with reality. Acceptance protects your peace because it allows you to respond wisely instead of emotionally. One difficult truth every man eventually faces is that not everyone deserves unlimited access to his time. Some people enjoy receiving attention far more than they enjoy giving respect. If you ignore that pattern, you slowly lose confidence because your effort never produces the connection you hoped for. Instead of asking why someone keeps treating you that way, ask yourself why you continue rewarding behavior that leaves you drained. That single question can change the direction of your life because it shifts your focus back to the one person you can control. Every day becomes another opportunity to strengthen your standards instead of lowering them. You become more selective about where your energy goes. You stop trying to impress people who have already shown little appreciation. You invest more deeply in your health, your work, your family, and the friendships built on mutual respect. As your life becomes richer, something interesting happens. You no longer crave constant attention because your fulfillment comes from living according to your values. That confidence cannot be borrowed from another person, and it cannot be taken away when someone walks out of your life. It is built through daily decisions that remind you of your own worth. Once you understand this, your attention becomes something meaningful rather than something automatic. The people who truly value you recognize its importance, while those who only appreciated unlimited access quietly fade away. Instead of fearing that outcome, welcome it, because every person who leaves creates more space for relationships built on honesty, respect, and genuine appreciation. That is where lasting confidence begins, and it is also where a stronger life is built, one decision, one boundary, and one purposeful day at a time. If this message speaks directly to where you are in life, I have something that will change the way you approach relationships forever, because the Stoic Relationship Blueprint course for men has now been completed after countless hours of work by me and the Stoic Tribe team, built from more than 2,000 years of timeless wisdom and transformed into a simple step-by-step system that will help you build unshakable confidence, set powerful boundaries, master your emotions, recognize unhealthy patterns before they cost you years of pain, and know exactly what to do in every situation with lifetime access, so you can return to these lessons whenever you need them and continue growing for years to come. Before we officially launch it later this week, comment Blueprint if you want to be among the first men to experience the knowledge that has the power to completely transform your life, your relationships, and the man you become. Number 3. Let silence create doubt. Silence has a strength that many men overlook because they believe every problem must be solved immediately. They think every misunderstanding needs another message, every cold response deserves another explanation, and every change in someone's behavior should be followed by another attempt to make things right. The result is often the same. They become exhausted while the other person becomes comfortable receiving endless effort without offering the same level of respect. The stronger choice is not to argue with every situation that disappoints you. The stronger choice is to step back and allow actions to reveal the truth. Silence is not about punishment or manipulation. It is about refusing to waste your energy where it is no longer appreciated. When a woman suddenly becomes distant, inconsistent, or dismissive, your first instinct may be to search for answers. Your mind wants certainty because uncertainty is uncomfortable. You replay conversations, examine every small detail, and convince yourself that one more message will finally fix everything. Yet the more you chase clarity from someone who is choosing not to provide it, the more anxious you become. Your peace slowly disappears because your attention is fixed on something you cannot control. This is where discipline changes everything. Instead of reacting to every emotional impulse, you pause. You allow time to reveal what words often hide. If someone values your presence, their actions eventually show it. If they do not, that truth also becomes impossible to ignore. You no longer need to force answers because consistent behavior always provides them. Remaining silent in these moments is not weakness. It is confidence. It shows that your identity is not dependent on immediate reassurance. It proves that you are capable of sitting with uncertainty instead of allowing it to control your decisions. This habit strengthens you far beyond relationships because life constantly presents situations where patience produces better outcomes than emotional reactions. Every time you resist the urge to seek validation, you build trust in yourself. You remind yourself that your value does not rise or fall because of someone else's attention. That inner stability becomes visible in the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, and the way you make decisions. People notice when a man is no longer desperate to be understood by everyone around him. They recognize that he listens carefully, observes consistently, and acts thoughtfully instead of emotionally. That quiet confidence earns respect naturally because it cannot be shaken by temporary circumstances. Some women may expect immediate reactions because they are used to men proving their interest through constant attention. When that reaction never comes, they are left with something far more powerful than another conversation. They are left with questions. Questions encourage reflection in ways arguments rarely do. Whether someone chooses to reflect or not is no longer your responsibility. Your responsibility is protecting your own peace and continuing to build a life that does not depend on another person's choices. Every hour spent improving your health, strengthening your character, developing your skills, or investing in meaningful relationships gives you something that no amount of approval ever can. It gives you confidence that comes from action rather than opinion. Over time, you stop measuring your progress by who stays in your life and start measuring it by the man you become each day. That is when silence becomes more than the absence of words. It becomes evidence that you trust yourself enough to let reality unfold without forcing outcomes. The men who master this no longer rush after every opportunity that slips away because they understand a simple truth. What genuinely belongs in their life will never require them to abandon their dignity to keep it there. Number 4, walk away without explaining. One of the hardest lessons a man learns is that not every person deserves an explanation. You naturally want to be understood because you value honesty, and you believe that if you communicate clearly enough, the situation will improve. Sometimes that is true. Healthy relationships grow through honest conversations and mutual effort. But there are also moments when your words accomplish nothing because the problem is not a lack of understanding. The problem is a lack of respect. When a woman repeatedly ignores your boundaries, dismisses your concerns, or continues behavior that damages trust after you have already spoken about it, another long explanation rarely changes anything. At that point, your actions become far more powerful than your words. Quietly stepping away shows that your standards are real. It demonstrates that your self-respect is not something you discuss, but something you live by every day. This decision is uncomfortable because part of you hopes things can still return to the way they once were. You remember the good moments and convince yourself they can outweigh the bad ones if you just hold on a little longer. That hope keeps countless men trapped in situations that slowly drain their confidence. They continue investing in someone who keeps showing them that the relationship is one-sided. They accept excuses that never lead to change. They forgive the same behavior again and again until they no longer recognize themselves. Their confidence fades because every compromise moves them further away from the man they want to become. Walking away interrupts that cycle. It reminds you that your peace has greater value than temporary comfort. It teaches you that protecting your future sometimes requires letting go of what feels familiar. This does not mean becoming bitter or closing your heart to everyone you meet. It means accepting reality instead of fighting it. When someone's actions consistently show that they do not appreciate your loyalty, believe those actions rather than creating stories that keep you stuck. Acceptance is one of the strongest qualities you can develop because it allows you to make decisions based on truth instead of wishful thinking. As you practice this habit, something begins to change inside you. You stop fearing the possibility of someone leaving because you understand that the wrong people create space for the right ones. You no longer measure success by keeping every relationship alive at any cost. Instead, you measure success by remaining true to your values, regardless of who agrees with them. That mindset transforms your confidence because it is built on character rather than approval. Women who value honesty and mutual respect recognize this strength because they see a man who refuses to abandon his principles for temporary attention. Others may not understand your decision, and that is perfectly acceptable. Your responsibility is not to convince everyone that you made the right choice. Your responsibility is to live in a way that allows you to look at yourself with pride. Every time you choose dignity over endless explanations, you strengthen your discipline. Every time you leave a situation that repeatedly costs you your peace, you remind yourself that your future matters more than your fear of being alone. That quiet decision becomes one of the greatest turning points in your life because it proves that your standards are no longer negotiable. From that moment forward, you stop building relationships around the fear of losing people and start building them around mutual respect, shared values, and genuine appreciation. That is where lasting confidence begins, and it is also where lasting peace is found. Number 5. Value yourself first. Everything changes the moment you stop placing your value in someone else's hands. As long as your confidence depends on a woman's attention, her approval, or her decision to stay, your peace is never truly your own. Every delayed reply affects your mood. Every change in her behavior pulls your focus away from your purpose. Every small sign becomes something you analyze because your happiness is tied to an outcome you cannot control. That is a heavy way to live, and it slowly steals the best parts of who you are. The answer is not to become cold or shut yourself off from meaningful relationships. The answer is to build a life that remains strong whether someone enters it or leaves it. When you value yourself first, your priorities begin to change. You wake up with goals that matter. You keep your word to yourself. You take care of your health because your body carries you through every challenge you face. You continue learning because growth gives you confidence that cannot be borrowed from anyone else. You spend time with people who genuinely support your progress instead of those who constantly drain your energy. These choices may appear small at first, but together they create a man who is no longer searching for someone else to complete him. He enjoys companionship, but he does not depend on it to know his worth. This is where true confidence begins. It is quiet, steady, and impossible to fake because it comes from daily discipline rather than temporary attention. A woman notices this without you needing to announce it. She sees a man who does not abandon his principles simply to keep someone interested. She sees someone who listens more than he argues, who observes more than he reacts, and who makes decisions based on his values instead of his emotions. That kind of presence stands out because it has become increasingly uncommon. You stop trying to impress everyone you meet because you understand that not everyone belongs in your life. Instead of asking whether someone likes you, you begin asking whether their character deserves a place in your future. That simple change protects you from investing your heart where there is little respect in return. It also reminds you that relationships are not one-sided interviews where you must constantly prove yourself. They are partnerships built on shared effort, honesty, and appreciation. When those qualities are missing, you no longer cling to false hope. You accept reality with maturity and continue moving forward. There is great freedom in that decision because it removes the constant pressure to win people over. You no longer waste months trying to convince someone to see your value. You spend that time becoming an even stronger version of yourself. Ironically, that is often when people begin to notice you differently. Not because you are trying harder, but because your confidence now comes from within. Whether someone stays or leaves no longer changes the direction of your life. You continue building, you continue improving, you continue protecting your peace. The greatest reward is not that others respect you more, although many will. The greatest reward is that you finally respect yourself enough to stop accepting less than you deserve. From that point forward, every decision becomes easier because your standards are clear. You choose people who bring honesty instead of confusion, consistency instead of uncertainty, and mutual respect instead of constant effort from one side. That is how your life changes. Not through luck, not through endless explanations, and not through seeking approval, but through the quiet decision to value yourself first every single day. Once that becomes your way of living, your confidence no longer depends on circumstances. It becomes part of who you are, and no one can take it away. Real strength begins the moment you stop giving your peace away and start living by principles that no trend or opinion can shake. So, if you're ready for that journey, comment, "I choose respect," like this video, and subscribe to help more men discover these lessons before they lose years of their lives repeating the same painful patterns. If you're ready to go even deeper, the Stoic Relationship Blueprint ebook for men is linked in the comments and is now available in audiobook format, so you can absorb these timeless principles while walking, jogging, driving, or training, giving you practical guidance you can apply immediately. I'm also excited to tell you that the Stoic Relationship Blueprint course for men launches this week, created with the Stoic Tribe team after months of work and built upon more than 2,000 years of timeless principles distilled into a clear step-by-step system to help you build stronger boundaries, greater emotional discipline, and lasting confidence in your relationships. With knowledge that many men never encounter, now it's your time to apply it and transform your life.